It was a warm Friday night in Mazatlan, Mexico. September 12, 2025. The city's streets glowed under the soft amber of streetlights, and a gentle sea breeze drifted in from the Pacific, carrying with it the anticipation of something special. The city buzzed with excitement as Mazatlan FC prepared to face Pumas UNAM in a crucial Liga MX Apertura match. All day, fans had been gathering, their voices echoing through the streets, purple and gold scarves waving from car windows. Both teams needed points. Mazatlan to climb out of the bottom, Pumas to push for the playoffs. The pressure was immense, and you could see it in the players' faces as they laced up their boots and exchanged determined glances in the locker room. Estadio El Encanto was packed, fans roaring, purple and black flags waving. The energy was electric, every seat filled, every supporter on their feet, united in hope and expectation. For Mazatlan, this was a chance to prove themselves at home. The players knew the city was behind them, and the weight of that support pushed them forward. For Pumas, it was about showing they could win on the road and send a message to the league. Their focus was unwavering, their preparation meticulous, determined to silence the home crowd. The stakes were high. Every player knew it as they stepped onto the field. The tension was almost tangible, a mix of nerves and adrenaline that filled the air. The match promised drama, skill and intensity under the stadium lights. Every pass, every tackle, every shot would matter tonight, with thousands of eyes watching every move. Fans in the stands and at home braced for a night to remember. Families gathered around televisions, friends crowded into local bars, all sharing in the anticipation of what was to come. No one could predict the wild twists ahead, stunning goals, controversy, and a world-class goalkeeper's heroics. The match would swing back and forth, with tempers flaring and hearts pounding as the minutes ticked by. The final minutes would become some of the most unforgettable of the season. Every second felt like an eternity, as both teams fought desperately for every inch of ground. This was more than a game, it was a battle for pride, momentum and hope. The emotions on the field mirrored those in the stands, as dreams were made and broken in real time. The story of the night was about to be written. Journalists scrambled to capture every twist, every moment that would define this epic encounter. And it would be talked about for a long time, echoing in conversations, headlines, and memories, as Mazatlan's night of high stakes became a legend in the making. Mazatlan FC entered the match in crisis. 14th place, just 6 points from 8 games, struggling to score and leaking goals. Their season so far had been a story of missed opportunities and defensive lapses, with the team unable to find any real momentum. Each match seemed to bring new frustrations, and the pressure was mounting with every passing week. Their manager, Victor Manuel Vucetic, was under pressure to turn things around. The experienced coach, known for his tactical acumen, now faced one of the toughest challenges of his career, motivating a squad low on confidence and short on results. Pumas UNAM, meanwhile, sat comfortably in 8th, unbeaten in 5, and looking to climb higher. Their recent form had given them a sense of belief, and the squad was brimming with energy and ambition. Under Efrain Juarez, Pumas had found balance and confidence. The young coach had instilled a clear identity, blending youth and experience, and the team responded with disciplined performances and attacking flair. The history between these teams favored Pumas, 4 wins and a draw in their last 5 meetings. Each encounter had reinforced Pumas' psychological edge, making Mazatlan's task even more daunting. Mazatlan had never beaten Pumas, a psychological hurdle as much as a tactical one. The weight of past defeats lingered, casting a shadow over their preparations. The home side were desperate to break the cycle and prove they belonged. Their fans, loyal and passionate, filled the stadium with hope, urging their team to finally make history. Pumas, the favorites, wanted to solidify their playoff spot and keep their momentum. For them, every point mattered in the race for the top, and they approached the match with focus and determination. The contrast was stark. Mazatlan, the underdog, fighting for survival, a team with everything to prove and nothing to lose. Pumas, the contender, chasing glory. Their eyes were set on bigger prizes, but they knew they couldn't afford to underestimate their rivals. The pressure was on both sides, but for different reasons. For Mazatlan, it was about pride and survival. For Pumas, it was about ambition and maintaining their upward trajectory. Would Mazatlan finally rise to the occasion? Could they channel the energy of their supporters and defy the odds? Or would Pumas continue their dominance, adding another chapter to their winning streak? The stage was set for a classic clash. The atmosphere was electric. anticipation building with every passing minute. Everything was on the line. Both teams knew this was more than just another game. It was a battle for pride, points, and momentum. The fans could feel the tension in the air, their hopes and fears riding on every kick, every tackle, every moment to come. The match kicked off under a clear Mazatlan sky, the stadium alive with energy. The Canoneros fans were relentless, urging their team forward. Mazatlan pressed high, determined to shake off their poor form. Nicolas Benedetti buzzed with intent, feeding Fabio Gomez and testing the Pumas' defense. Pumas, experienced and composed, weathered the early storm. Nathan Silva marshaled the backline, while Keylor Navas exuded calm in goal. Gradually, Pumas found their rhythm, controlling possession and slowing the tempo. The first half became a midfield battle, tackles flying, chances at both ends. Both goalkeepers were called into action, keeping the score level. The tension mounted as the half wore on. It felt like the first goal would be decisive. The crowd sensed something big was coming. For most of the first half, it looked like neither side would break the deadlock. Both teams pressed, but defenses held strong, and the tension in the stadium was almost unbearable. Fans watched every pass and tackle, waiting for a spark. But as the clock ticked into stoppage time, the match suddenly erupted into chaos. Out of nowhere, Pumas launched a lightning-fast attack. The ball ricocheted around the penalty area, defenders desperately trying to clear, but Jose Juan Macias was quickest to react. He pounced on the loose ball and fired it into the net, sending the away fans into a frenzy. The visitors celebrated wildly, their bench erupting with joy. But Mazatlan refused to be rattled, and their response was immediate. Barely a minute after conceding, Mazatlan earned a corner. The delivery was perfect, sparking a mad scramble in the box. Amid the chaos, Fabio Gomez found just enough space to smash the ball home, leveling the score in dramatic fashion. The stadium erupted, 1-1. The energy was electric, with home fans roaring and players feeding off the crowd's passion. But the drama wasn't over. Tempers flared, and both teams looked determined to seize the momentum before halftime. Pumas surged forward again, catching Mazatlan's defense off guard with a swift counter-attack. A long ball split the defense, and a desperate tackle brought down the attacker. The referee didn't hesitate. He pointed straight to the penalty spot, sparking protests and disbelief from Mazatlan. With nerves of steel, Pumas' penalty takers stepped up and slotted the ball home, restoring their lead just before the break. In just a few breathtaking minutes, the scoreline had flipped from 0-0 to 2-1, leaving everyone in the stadium stunned. Fans were left breathless, barely able to process the whirlwind of action they had just witnessed. 3 goals in stoppage time. This was pure, unfiltered Liga MX madness, the kind of drama that makes football unforgettable. As the halftime whistle finally blew, the stadium was still buzzing, fans and players alike trying to catch their breath. Both teams trudged to the locker rooms, adrenaline still pumping, fully aware that the second half would be a battle for the ages. The momentum had swung wildly, and now everything was up for grabs. Mazatlan had hope, their fans urging them on, but Pumas held the advantage. The match was wide open, with both teams believing they could seize victory. The tension was palpable. Anything could happen after the break, and everyone knew it. The fans could hardly wait for more, their anticipation building with every passing second. The real drama was just beginning, and the second half promised even more unforgettable moments. The second half began with Mazatlan chasing an equalizer, attacking with renewed urgency. The home crowd roared as Nicolas Benedetti darted into the box and drew a penalty. Fabio Gomez stepped up, the stadium holding its breath. In goal stood Keylor Navas, legendary, unflappable. Gomes struck low and hard, but Navas guessed right, diving to push the ball away. The save was world-class, a turning point in the match. Pumas players swarmed their keeper in celebration. Mazatlan's hopes were dashed, the energy in the stadium shifted. Navas's heroics gave Pumas a surge of confidence. Every Mazatlan attack now faced a wall in goal. The missed penalty haunted the home side. Navas had single-handedly preserved Pumas' lead. The match's fate had changed in an instant. The legend of Keylor Navas grew even larger. Mazatlan's belief began to fade. The tension escalated as Mazatlan pushed forward, desperate for a goal. Then chaos, a fierce midfield tackle, and the referee flashed a red card to Jairo Esquivel. Mazatlan protested furiously, fearing disaster. VAR intervened, reviewing the play from every angle. The referee checked the monitor, reconsidered, and downgraded the red to a yellow. Relief swept through the stadium. Mazatlan would stay at full strength. The decision kept the match alive and fair. Both teams regrouped, the drama far from over. The crowd's nerves were frayed. Every decision felt monumental. The match teetered on a knife's edge. 11 versus 11, the battle raged on. The next moment could decide everything. 90 minutes passed, but stoppages meant 8 more minutes of high drama. Mazatlan threw everything forward, desperate for a late equalizer. Pumas dug in, defending with every ounce of energy. The stadium was deafening, tension at its peak. Mazatlan bombarded the box with crosses and shots. Pumas blocked, cleared and scrambled, refusing to break. Keylor Navas made another crucial save, denying Mazatlan hope. Every second felt like an eternity for both sides. Managers barked instructions, fans held their breath. The pressure was relentless. Mazatlan came agonizingly close, but the ball wouldn't go in. The final whistle was near. The outcome hung in the balance. In the dying moments, Pumas became a fortress. Every player defended, blocking shots and clearing danger. Nathan Silva and Lisandro Magalan were immense at the back. Keylor Navas stood tall, making 2 more vital saves. Mazatlan's attackers, especially Benedetti and Gomes, fought until the end. The home side showed heart, but luck and Navas denied them. The final whistle blew. Mazatlan won, Pumas 2. Pumas celebrated a hard-earned victory, collapsing in relief. Mazatlan's players sank to the turf, devastated. The fans applauded their team's effort, but heartbreak lingered. It was a match decided by inches and moments of brilliance. On this night, Pumas' resilience and Navas' heroics made the difference. The fine margins of football were on full display. The final whistle confirmed Pumas' gritty 2-1 win. For Pumas, it was a statement victory, 3 points on the road, confidence soaring. They climbed the table, proving their playoff credentials. Keylor Navas and Jose Juan Macias had led the way. For Mazatlan, it was another painful loss. But not without positives. They showed fight, created chances, and pushed a top team to the limit. The pressure remains, but hope is not lost. If they play with this intensity, results may turn. Pumas look ahead with momentum, dreaming of a title run. Mazatlan must regroup and focus on the next challenge. The season is far from over. There's still time to change their fate. This dramatic night will be remembered as a test of character for both teams.